Hey gang, Mark Starling here from First News on 570. Welcome into Tuesday after a long 3-day weekend. Certainly glad to be back in the saddle again. Hope you had a wonderful Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Obviously lots of news happening this morning as far as locally goes. Nowhere near as cold as today as it was last couple of days. Holy cow. That was ridiculous on Saturday. Was it Saturday or Sunday? Whatever day it was, I've lost track because it was a 3-day weekend. It was cold. Lots coming up on the show this morning. Bill Zinfer is going to join us live from the foreign desk. ISIS has staged another suicide attack on U.S. forces in Syria. Meanwhile, Israel is stepping up attacks on Syria, and Turkey is offering to take control of a portion of that country. So we'll get to the bottom of that with Bill Zinfer. We'll get to some of the world headlines, some movement in North Korea, couple of situations going on there. One of them being a secret North Korean missile headquarters has been discovered ahead of the Trump-Kim summit. And then the Trump-Kim summit is planned for late February. So we'll talk about both of those situations. Ken Boone is in for Ray Stajic this morning. Ray is snowmobiling up in upstate New York. So he won't be with us for the whole week, but we'll have Ken with us. Government shutdown enters day 32. Yeah, government's still not functioning. Go figure. They've not come to terms with anything. The president unveiled a plan on Saturday, and it didn't take long for Democrats to say no. So we'll talk about that in the government shutdown in our Washington Roundup with Michael Bauer. That'll be at 7:43 this morning. Jeff Manasso on this crazy story about Notre Dame covering up murals of Christopher Columbus because of criticism of the treatment of Native Americans. We'll take a listen to that story. We'll find out exactly what their situation is, what their views are, and why they're doing what they're doing. At 8:23, we've got an election 2020 update for you. As we saw this weekend, there was another candidate who has announced. That would be California's Kamala Harris. She says she is in. Some questions remain. Where is Joe Biden? When are we going to hear from Joe Biden? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But we'll take a look at that. We've got the Dreadlines this morning. And then Bobby Albert, who is our workplace culture expert. There are cities in the U.S. where the employees are the happiest, and there are cities in the U.S. where the employees are the most miserable. We've got both lists for you, 10 for each. We'll talk to Bobby Albert, workplace culture expert, about that one. Let's see. Probably not going to spend a whole lot of time on this Indian or Native American and Catholic school kid because, well, it is exactly what you saw. It was a story that was fitting a narrative, and then all of a sudden, the narrative got blown up because, well, all the other videotape and all the other details came out. Pretty disgusting, all of it. In every way, shape, and form, it was disgusting. Here's what we do know. There are some high-profile organizations that are getting ready to probably going to be shelling out some cash. And some people, some high-profile people going to be shelling out some cash because they're now all being sued by this young man's family, Mr. Sandman's family. Lawyers are offering to do the work pro bono. People are massively reporting how they jumped the gun and they shouldn't have called it like what they did. The situation was not as it was reported originally. I don't care if you do think that the kid has a smirk on his face that's worthy of punching. You don't get to do that, number one. And then number two, you don't get to be a national news outlet and call for that to happen. Really, really disturbing and really, really disgusting. But we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. Matter of fact, this might be as much as you get of that from me today. Just because there's other things that are more important, gang, and you know that's kind of how we work things here on the morning show, is that we work off of importance and not outrage. So, with that being said, remember you can find all the headlines at WWNC.com, local, state, and national, plus all the things trending online as well. And we'll look forward to seeing you when the show starts at 6 a.m. on News Radio 570 WWNC. Don't forget, download the iHeartRadio app. Very easy to do, the iHeart or the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store. Also, what you want to do is make sure you're listening at the top of each hour, because right before we do the first three big things you need to know, we do the cash call where you can win $1,000. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is listen. And generally, I give you like a 30 to 45 second head start over everybody else. So keep that in mind, and we'll look forward to seeing you during First News on 570.